Alrighty. And it looks like we are good to go. Doing a quick little checkup, guys. Welcome back. Happy Thursday. Hope you guys are having a great week. First week in November. It's been pretty awesome. Hope it's going well for you guys as well. Thanksgiving's closing in. Man, we only have like 65 days left of like 2021. It's nuts. But thank you guys. We're about to get started here just in a minute, making sure we got everything laid out for the day. So our agenda today, we're going to be covering, as you can tell by the title, we'll be going over some regulatory stuff, but we will be bouncing around today. I got a little bit of some smart contract stuff, some kind of roadmap for people who are looking to switch over in the technical side. We're going to be going over Lindy effect again. We'll dive into some charts too, but honestly, kind of just some random little, cherry pick news. We'll go over market sentiment also as well. But it's going to be a good one today. We're going to be going over a lot of data and statistics today. You just got to see and feel where we're at. But first off, guys, welcome back to MTVTA. I'm your guys' host, Trent Manager. All my returning guys, thank you guys for coming back. And of course, all my new guys, thank you guys for stopping in. And I hope to see you guys coming back, more frequent, of course. But first off, guys, let's not waste any more time. Let's just hop right into it. So I want to start off with this narrative, which I thought was very, very interesting. So we do know about the job resignation in the U.S., about people, really just, kind of switching up their jobs. Cold pandemic thing kind of showed everybody, hey, it's not worth it to stay at a job I don't like, and let me go push myself. And we're seeing a really big switch here, not only just in monetary policy, but also, kind of our job migration as well. So they're saying 4% of Americans have quit their work from crypto gains. So we can put that in perspective, kind of in a way, in terms of, well, let's just think about what 1% of just the overall pie does in terms of 365 million people or 330 million people. That's a good chunk amount of people when you really put it on the scale of that. I mean, does that ripple down into the effects of everybody? No, but if you take 1% of 10%, is that a good amount? Yeah. If you take 4% of 10%, is that a good amount? Yeah, that's a pretty good percent. So what they say here is people revealed 27% had quit their jobs making less than $25,000 a year. 37 left their jobs are making $50,000 a year. So I'm not sure what the medium income in the U.S. is. I think two-hold household, just depending by state. I think because I know some states are higher than others. I think the medium is about 65 per two household. So I mean, these numbers are making sense. I did a quick little, kind of math spree before this just to make sure this was adding up and this was accurate. But if you really do put it in perspective, that's a pretty big deal. And when you really do put it in retrospect, that's income. You got taxes after that, so you're probably walking away more with like 40. Just depending. Maybe not 40, like 45, just depending how you do your taxes. If you got LLC, 401k, Roth IRA, it really does, kind of bend to each individual. But this was pretty shocking to see. There's a good grip of people, and good grip of people that you may know that also that have partaked in this market and have now made enough to either not work as hard and find another job that they like, and they can sustain less income and also bank off their profits, or just entirely just bank off their profits and go do something they love full time. So this is really, really great to see, and now we're seeing the narrative shift, and we've talked about monetary policy shift in this market for quite a while. So this is pretty amazing to see, and we're going to see how this plays out moving forward as we keep seeing us move through November up in December. And we are on a very massive tear for crypto adoption. We'll talk about that later in the video in terms of super cycles and kind of where we're standing in terms of the market sentiment. But this was pretty great to see, and if you guys are one of those people, definitely let me know. Do a little comment or DM me or something, because congratulations. I'll give you firm handshakes and we can grab lunch or something, or do a call, because I'd love to hear people's perspective of how they feel like they've made it and now they can go do what they need to do. So awesome, guys. Very, 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 very good. Also moving over to DeFi, the Wild West of crypto. The next regulation the next regulators for the U.S. So we've talked about DeFi, and finally, so our guys are making it over to DeFi land in terms of their regulations and what they want to do with us. So there was actually a very, very interesting talk that I had not too long ago, and just to get off topic, not even just for a second, I don't think it's really off topic because it kind of caters back to what we're saying here. So we're seeing now CBDCs, we're seeing banks integration of cryptocurrency. Stable coins is the major cherry picker for these guys. They've already come to conclusion. At least majority of governments have, in terms of, hey, we understand this Bitcoin thing, we understand this Ethereum thing, we can't mess with those two, but there are others, of course, especially in the U.S. that we've seen, XRP, Uniswap had that audit rundown as well. I think they're doing okay now, but we've seen that, at least in the U.S., these guys striking down, projects. So I had an interesting talk in terms of, the stablecoin regulatory aspect. So, what would happen, and this is just theoretical, of course, we don't know if this is how it's going to go, but this is something that, we could possibly think about is, what if these stable coins that we have, USDC, DAI, especially towards, I guess it kind of goes worldwide, but we'll just stay in the US. I know some of you guys are kind of spread out, but taking USDC for example, let's imply that they put a 1% tax on those stable coins for sending and transitioning over to DeFi, because if you are using USDC or any other stablecoin, you are technically using DeFi. So what is the implementation of when you slap a 1% fee or tax on those stablecoins for sending, or I wouldn't even say receiving, I say sending or having those overall stablecoins in general? What would happen to that tax? So what it would do is that it would force individuals to either take the hit of the 1%, or of course bend to the agreements of the governance banks in terms of their stable coins and their outlook of their centralized custody. So really putting in two stances of if they were to make it harder for stable coins to be interactive, what would happen in terms of the shift of how people want to govern their stable coins. Would they want to go to centralized banks and have it go that way, or would they want to still utilize the DeFi realm and kind of go through a little bit more loops and holes? So that was just kind of a talk I had, and it put a really good idea in my head as to if they were going to bend the rules, that would probably be the way that they would bend it. They would try to implement stable coins and make it very difficult to use, not to use stable coins, but to overall move assets from one to stable coins, as that's kind of the main player as to what main people what people do for maintaining liquidity. So definitely wanted to put that out there and kind of see how that would go. I do know my camera went out, so we will continue without that for right now. Actually, let me try to fix this real quick. I'm sorry guys, let me get this real quick. Wow, my mic was muted for, oh my gosh, I think so. When did we leave off? Oh no. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Oh man, that sucks. Oh my gosh, let's see. I'm trying to remember where we left off at, guys. Oh man, that sucks. I'm so sorry, guys. I muted my mic to turn back on my camera, and I didn't turn it back on. Anyway, no worries. We'll just move over to, let's just cover the Lindy effect, and then we can go back and kind of skim back on the articles when we wrap up. But we can go over to Lindy effect, and let's see. Let's get back to how this is going to apply to our blockchain adoption and overall our market sentiment. So we talked about this months ago. This was about 3 months ago, 4 months ago. We discussed what the Lindy effect was, kind of the passage of time, and how this applies to non-perishable goods. This applies more in the tech space. So when you have a asset or, of course, a technology that is utilized from inception, and the longer it is utilized and the longer it's adopted, and it is gave attention, and without, of course, basically going to zero, or of course just dropping off the face of the earth, that is the relevance that it has. So the way we put it here, as you can see on this curve, so I think we're comparing this more to kind of Bitcoin in this sense, and you can apply this to blockchain or any other project. It's a very relative scale. So, we see the digital scarcity starting at the bottom. It gives all the traits and kind of attributes of the asset and the tech, and it kind of leads you up in this pipeline in terms of the longer that this thing, stays alive and stays active and stays utilized, that the outcome of this, becoming perishable is very not likely. So we're seeing now, just like we see with Ethereum, Bitcoin, blockchain technology, I think we're past a point now that we're not worrying anymore about, is this going away, or is this not going to make it? We're not going to be able to do anything on this. I even think the star's outdated a little bit more. I think we're more towards here now. I'd say we're like right here if I were to put us on a scale myself. But with this being said, this is a good implementation to have and share if you got individuals worried about those exact questions. I know I think over 60% of the people that watch this and I reach out to, or this is their first investing journey ever. People just skipped over right to stocks and went right to crypto, and honestly I don't blame them, to be honest. I don't at all. But really looking at this chart here, you can kind of take a good grasp as to, where we're sitting at, where we're going to be going. And of course, if you have an optimistic mind and you believe this technology is going to keep utilizing and benefiting us, I don't see why we will not be exceeding, full global adoption. That's just kind of the one things that you got to put two and two together. You make an educated bet and you see how it plays out. And so far, those who have made an educated bet a year ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, even a month ago, you're sitting pretty nice right now. So, props to you, and, good job for investing in yourself and continuing to, utilize the education that is on the internet for you, because the internet is free game. So, awesome, guys. I really just wanted to lay that out real quick, and we'll go over these last two quickly. We're not going to go in depth with these. Joe Rogan, most successful podcaster comedian, has accepted Bitcoin payment of $100,000. Also, Mayor Suarez of Miami, one of our best politicians for BTC, is taking 100% of his check in Bitcoin. He makes about $180K a year, so I think that's like 2.5 Bitcoins or 3 Bitcoins, I think. For rough math, please don't fry me in the comments, but that's pretty nuts. That's pretty crazy. So we'll see what he does. It looks like he's taking 100%. So I would imagine he might divvy it out possibly. But I know if I were taking my salary in Bitcoin, I would not take it strictly in Bitcoin. I would take the market equivalent. As we know that Bitcoin goes up, and we still are susceptible to price volatility. So if he was a smarter individual, he would take the USD backed. So whatever Bitcoin is priced at the time, I would take that in Bitcoin. I wouldn't take my payment as Bitcoin at the price of action, if that makes sense. So I would take the money amount that Bitcoin is at, and of course as payment, but I wouldn't take Bitcoin, let's say, at strictly off the balance, if that makes sense. I think I'm gonna explain that very, very poorly, but just for the sense of, just for the volatility, 0.125 Bitcoin, of course, is not going to be equivalent to, 3 months ago where we were at 45K versus 61K. So you just taking the market equivalent of that, and then, taking that into Bitcoin, of course, is going to be your better option due to the fact that you don't have to sustain the price the price volatility and implementations of that. So I hope that made sense, but that's just the way I would have done it if that was me. So real quick, we got 2 more things to cover. I really want to know where we left off and how long my mic was muted. That was Oh man, that's so embarrassing. Oh my gosh, feels like I haven't been here in so long. But no worries with that. We're going to do some charts, and then we're going to go into our kind of engineer section real quick and kind of just give a breakdown as to, which, if you guys are looking to go into technical space, if you just really want to dive deeper, I got some tools and resources for that always. So looking at Ethereum, we're looking at our Fibonacci retracement line. So each line we have represented, you measure from the bottom of the bottom that you have located, you arrange that up, and then each fib level is the indication as to what is of course susceptible and what is possible. So easily, we know, I know we were talking about for a while, we know that 5K was easily achievable, 8K easy, in my opinion, 10 I believe firmly, absolutely, and of course 12 on the high end, I could definitely see it, absolutely. Ethereum's use cases, its scalability, it's a launching platform for other altcoins. I don't see anything why Ethereum is less than $10,000. As we know, the supply shock is here. We know we got big money institutions coming, especially for Ethereum. They're very, very interested as they learn more about it. It's a harder learning curve for a lot of individuals who aren't technical, but once that light bulb goes off, it's kind of a no-brainer at that point, and you just really go crazy. You really fall in love with it quickly. So that being said, we're currently in price discovery mode. What I have mapped out is kind of just our bottoms for retracement. So, we stopped out, it looks like, for almost 4,700, kind of just going, probably, I wouldn't be surprised if we go back and kind of just test this range, maybe the 4,000 real quick, or maybe just bobble around just like we not always do, but kind of bobble around like we do here. We had a 15-day period where we kind of just 20-day period where we did sideways. Those were good accumulation times. This was great as well. Same time back in April, we did the same thing, and also back in January, we did close to the same thing. But you can see kind of what followed after those kind of sideways moments. So great things to pay attention to. Where I'm looking at right now, got some limit orders in for the $4,000 range, even the $4,100 range, and I believe we are ready for our Q4 leg up, like we have been seeing. November is historically the best month for us, and December kind of follows that as well. I think November, out of all of them, is going to be is our best one. I think December and January follow pretty close. It's only by like a couple percentage points. So great side on there. Let's actually take a look at BTC and see how we're doing as well. Awesome. Let's take a look. Oops. Awesome. Let's take a look. Same thing, Fibonacci retracement, we got both. So we are sitting at about 61. Again, kind of just been ranging in the side, really building these support levels. You guys remember in the past, if you guys do remember, same level, we had tested the 40K range time and time again. That was once resistance. We now flip that into support, as you can see here, and back here, this was resistance, so resistance, support, and then now we are making and establishing possibly the range between 57 and 60K ish for our next level of holding. So you can see here, I got our boxes. We have tested 60, fell through it, that's okay. Our next hard support floor is 58, and you can see that we're kind of bouncing around that as well. So worst come to worst, if we were to see a break between before or after 58K, our next level, we could definitely go back and see the Fibonacci level of 50K. I don't say that to scare you. I'm just giving you the technicals as to what to look out for good buying opportunities. But we see our Fib level at 75K. So we could see a 75K touch before we do our retracement to 60K again, or even 58, and just to give even more of kind of an insight as to how this would work. I mean, us even drop in, let's say we dropped let's see where we're at right now, 61. Say we had this is pretty drastic, but let's say we dropped to 50. That's a 17% correction. That's really nothing new. That would be, my gosh, a great buying opportunity. And even us just dropping to 58, that's only about a 4% correction. So prices not seen since price is not seen since October 16th. Wow, so such a long time ago. So this is kind of just where we're sitting at and the ranges I'm looking for. We look great. I mean, technically, RSI is sitting at 55. Ethereum was looking great. So ultimately, guys, this is the time to just sit back and watch the fireworks. Yeah, that's really all I had for the technicals, guys. And I don't think we had anything else before we wrapped up. sitting at 22 minutes. And also for those, I'll post this in the link as well. But those who are looking to possibly get into the roadmap, smart contract engineer, there's this nice GitHub mind map, kind of just showing you, where your skills, staying up to date, qualifications, security bots, building apps, kind of just a whole roadmap as to if you wanted to transition to this space, or overall if just want to try this in general. This is kind of the roadmap for how things can be settled up for you. And I use this personally when I was getting into the space and doing all this, and I still come back and look at this to look at frameworks and practice. The biggest thing is just be like water in this space. If you can continuously learn and okay with being challenged and stuck, then you'll succeed. And if you're already watching these videos and taking education seriously, like, I have no doubt in my mind that you can easily achieve something like this. Coding isn't for everybody, but there are plenty of jobs that are non-code based that still interact with software engineers, such as subject matter experts, consulting, even like I don't even know what the other one is. There are plenty of jobs that you can interact with the technical side without having to code and still have great grip on the technology, and still implement and have your opinion validated. So I just wanted to put that out there for guys who are just like, I've heard of I can't code, or it's too hard, or I don't have any technical background. It's not always about that. It's not always about having technical background. If you have the willingness to learn, and of course the meaning as to what drives you to learn this stuff, then of course it's going to be a mix. It's going to mix very, very well. But other than that, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. We're going to close this one out here. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys next week. Any questions or concerns, please shoot a DM or shoot a comment. I will get back to you guys as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.